through the tape.
Through the line. He said he's talked to some of his players individually. He hasn't had a team meeting.
Vientos gets a hold of one deep center field. Doyle goes back to the wall, and it's out of here. Vientos gets a run back with a towering home run, his 12th of the year. And it's 2-1 Colorado.
Well, pitching and hitting is so interesting. He had thrown the fastball by him earlier in the count, and he figured he could do it again. This one a little higher, and Vientos was waiting, lurking, and delivered.
So the young sluggers have put their mark on this game. Tolia for the Rockies, now Vientos for the Mets, and here's Jose Iglesias.
Just has a chance to be a special offensive player. Fastball, four-seamer up in the strike zone. He beat him to the spot.
And that's driven to deep left by Iglesias, and that's going to tie the game. Jose Iglesias with his second home run, his first at Citi Field, and the Mets get even 2-2. Back-to-back home runs for Vientos and Iglesias.
It's become a festival here when Jose Iglesias does his thing. We've been here 19 years. This is as good a story as we've ever had.
Candelita delivers. Fourth time this year the Mets have hit back-to-back home runs. Two guys who weren't even here when the year began. And that's lined. One hop to Tovar at short off the bat of McNeil. And that's the second out.
This one was a hanging slider. He had thrown him a slider to start the at-bat for a strikeout, and then wanted to throw a little better one and just hung it right in the middle of the plate. I mean, he is not a big man, and he's been around a long time, but boy, he's a better hitter than I've ever seen him before in his career.
Now Harrison Bader with two outs. You know, one of the downsides of being a strike thrower, and Tanner Gordon is certainly a strike thrower, is sometimes his balls find the middle of the plate. He gave up 2 home runs in his first start against the Reds, and now 2 home runs in the second inning tonight.
He's a strike thrower against a hot offensive team. That's usually a bad mix.
Bader went 4 for 12 in the series against the Nationals, and he pulls off the slider and misses, and it's 2-1. Three hits in this game. They've all been home runs. And Bader drives one deep left center. Back goes Hilliard near the wall, and it's out of here. Harrison Bader threes the charm, and the Mets go in front 3-2. Number 7 for Bader. 3 home runs for the Mets in a 4-batter span. And just like that, they've got the lead.
Well, Vientos returns a favor with the selfie, or with the picture anyway.
Now the Mets are making some extraordinary contact in this inning. Last 4 hitters have all hit at 101 miles an hour or harder.
This would be a simple message if you're Scott, the pitching coach for Colorado Rockies. Throw a ball once in a while. He had started him off with a beautiful slider. Look at the contact on this fastball. Away just a tiny bit, thigh high. That's as hard as he can hit a ball.
399 feet later, it landed in that man's glove.
How about a humble fan? Love it.
Could be the brother of the guy who caught the ball. Bader's only had one multiple home run game in his career, and it came 5 years ago for the Cardinals in 2019.
That's drilled down the left field line, and he's got another multiple home run game. Harrison Bader clocks one out of here. A 2-run shot, his second of the night. The Mets have hit 4 home runs in the first 4 innings, and they lead it 6-2, and Iggy loves every minute of it. Go chew on Grimace.
Very prescient, my friend. Good call, G. Very nice.
Now the Mets are rampaging. Another hanging breaking ball, and Bader made no mistake. Now Francisco Lindor up for the 3rd time.
Well, remember, he threw the first pitch slider, and Bader missed it. So he came back with the same pitch, and he did not miss that one.
He has built himself just a remarkable career.
That's driven to deep left by Iglesias. Near the wall, it's out of here. For the first time in his career, Jose Iglesias has a 2-home run game. OMG! And it's 7-2 New York.
Then bombs away for the Mets tonight. Bader and now Iglesias each with a 2-home run game, and now McNeil pops one up, and Diaz grabs it for the first out. We'll say Iglesias tonight with his 2nd and 3rd home runs of the year.
Watch the pitcher's head. I've seen a few pitchers that are successful with that, but it's really hard to do. When you really jerk your head, it's hard to always hit your spot. That's why most pitchers are taught to keep that head as still as they can. But
I know it's really early. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it looks like the stuff's a little better than some of the previous scouting reports. This ball's hit a long way to center field. Doyle will not have a play. Mark Vientos with his 12th of the year. He can hit. He got on top of a fastball that probably was above the strike zone.
And he can hit the long ball. A lot of those already in his very young career. 94-mile-an-hour fastball that was, I think, about 3 or 4 inches on the top above the strike zone. Watch where they tried to set up, and he knew it too immediately. For Vientos, that was 408. So he just eclipsed what Michael hit by 5 feet.
Jose Iglesias, and this is well hit by Iglesias, and this is going to get out. And the Mets have tied it up. They've hit a lot of home runs. They're 2nd in the National League coming in. They had 114. It's now obviously up to 116. Second New York Met home run for the singer, Jose Iglesias.
This is a curveball slider combo, and Jose, he gets it out in front. Go back to 2022 with the Rockies. He hit only 3 home runs that year. He's got 2 now with the Mets.
And he's become immensely popular in New York very quickly. This is a tough hop for Tovar. He hangs in there and throws out Jeff McNeil. 2 outs. But going back to Iglesias, number one, he's hitting. He always plays good defense. And number two, New York fans found out that he's a very talented and gifted singer.
Oh, he held that little post-game sing-along after the game. So we were talking to Jose before the game, and he was talking about how he was playing second base, but also thinking about having to sing after the game and how nervous he was about it.
He was very nervous, and he told they had set it up for him to do a concert post-game. And he told Steve Cohen, he said, "I'll only do it if we win." The Mets won that day, and people come to find out he is really talented, so much so that Major League Baseball's asked him, and he's obviously agreed on Monday in Arlington at the All-Star game. He's going to be singing.
He's going to go perform.
Yeah.
I believe that song is #1 in the Billboard charts here.
It is, and #1 on iTunes,
yeah.
He was telling us.
OMG. Harrison Bader. Wow. Three solo home runs, and the Mets are up 3-2. 7th of the year for the New York native.
That's a fastball. So the 3 home runs hit this half inning. 2 on fastball, 1 on a slider.
Iglesias and Harrison Bader.
For McNeil, I would compare that to 2 Hall of Famers. That was Ichiro-esque and Helton-esque.
I mean, that's Harrison Bader just hit another homer. And now it's 6-2 New York. Second time in Bader's career he's had a multi-homer game.
This is just a hanger. Bader with a slight little leg kick. Not much to it. And he ends up hitting that ball 406 feet. Came off the bat at 106.7 miles an hour.
Here's the 1-2 on Iglesias from Peter Lambert. And that ball's crushed to left. And Iglesias has another homer. Wow. Bader has 2 in the 9 hole. Iglesias has 2 in the 7 hole. 7-2 New York.
5th home run overall tonight.
And he's been around a long time. That's the first time in his career he's hit 2 in a game.
He knew it. I mean, his first one went 389 feet.